Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Liz. I kind of talk about random books, random skills I'm working on the interweb, and post it for you guys. So today our topic is called an OOPS meeting. Now, I didn't know what an OOPS meeting was until I read this book. It is called Humor Seriously. So I finished it May 22nd. Why does that feel like so long ago? And it's written by two women actually, and I have it tagged as psychology and business. But there's one thing I grabbed from here that I thought was absolutely freaking genius, and that is called an OOPS meeting. So you can see right here, it says, as a leader or someone who aspires to be a leader, it can be tempting to try to appear as though you are always on your game, in the know, cool, and under control. But as we've explored, it's often more powerful. It's a more powerful move to expose our own vulnerability. That is like pure gold, absolutely gold. The key part is the vulnerability. Willing to accept that you're gonna look stupid as a manager in front of your team, or you're gonna look stupid in front of your team not as a manager. Like, those things are inevitable, and owning that and actually celebrating it is a very powerful move. So I was like, shit, I mean, I will definitely make a OOPS meeting for my team. So that is what I did. And so I started to do this, right? And I thought it was absolutely fascinating what ended up happening. So let me just pull this up. So here is a meeting. I have it set, you can see right here, the third Thursday of every month, right? Because you don't want to do this like, you don't make enough mistakes to like have it every week, right? So this is what my meeting looks like. Like, this is no joke. This is literally exactly my work calendar, exactly what I set up for my team. So I have Nathan, Connor, and Courtney. You've seen their faces before. I talked about them in the management section of my video. I'll link it below. But I'm like, come up with all your mistakes. So here are my mistakes for the month. And I'm like, when we walked through this meeting, so this one, I just picked a random one to open up. But this one that we recently did was so funny. We literally like had tears because it just felt so good to just laugh about how stupid we were. So I put mine together because I want them to see a model and say, hey, I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm willing to share whatever happened this month. So the first one probably doesn't mean a lot to you because you're like, black box mix-up, what does that even mean? Basically, they're a contractor, and I thought they did work that they didn't do. So I was like asking them to do something that they didn't even know was a thing. And so I was like super embarrassed because like they ghosted me. Like, I got ghosted by like a trade partner. It was like, how embarrassing, because I was too stupid to figure out that that's not what they did. The second one, I mixed up a model number. So I tried to order a model number of a instrument that doesn't exist. And then I like got mad, and I was like, I know it exists. It's on this data sheet, blah, blah, blah. And I just like doubled down on it so hard. And like the lady's like, well, this doesn't exist. So awkward. And so I double checked it, and I was like, yep, I didn't. And then Connor didn't catch me either. So we just, like, Connor and I looked so embarrassed. And then like, we just asked so many people about that model number that didn't exist. We were like mortified when we figured it out. So that was really funny. And then this one I thought, and now I just have a snip, and you'll never know what this is from, but this little box here, or this little bubble here, I thought was a detail, like showing me a reference to a detail, and then I realized it's not. It's actually a keynote, which basically is like a note on the page. So like that note would be like supports or something. And I thought it was a detail. And so I tried to look for the detail, and I couldn't find it because it's not an actual detail. So I was like, I'm embarrassed. It's like, if you know blueprints, like that's a really embarrassing move. And I caught myself 5 minutes in, but I was still like mortified. I'm like, oh my God, how am I working? How am I a professional? I don't know. So those are the types of things that I shared. And then Connor shared a time where he mixed something up, and then Courtney kind of came in and talked about something she did. Nathan deleted an entire dashboard, like he completely deleted like a server when he was beginning work. So he shared that, and that's what made me cry, because there was one where he like covered up. I hope he's like okay with me sharing this, but he deleted something, and then my boss was like, where is it? And like blamed somebody else, and he was too afraid to tell him. So he just hid it. So he just pretended like he didn't delete it. And like this other guy got blamed. And I was like, but Nathan told me, because Nathan and I are really close. And so that's what made me cry. Because I mean, I remember that, and I remember covering it up for him too. So we were in on it together. But that's the kind of stuff where if you're a manager and you don't show vulnerability and you don't have a strong relationship, they won't tell you things. You'll hide shit from them, or they'll hide shit from you, and you'll hide stuff from your manager if you don't feel comfortable with your manager. So this is the type of stuff that I live for. I love this meeting. This is one of my favorite meetings. We all have like little notepads where we write down different stuff like as we go. Like I get excited when I make a mistake because I think about adding it to the oops list. Like I thoroughly enjoy it. So it's like celebrating your mistakes, and then everybody gets to learn from them, right? So, and this, it kind of goes back to the concept of psychological safety. So I was reading this book, where is it? No Hard Feelings. And I keep seeing psychological safety. It's everywhere. And I'm going to do a new a video on it, but basically, it's when you can suggest ideas, admit mistakes, which is oops meeting, and take risks without being embarrassed. So like we're sharing embarrassing stories, but it's fine. Like it helps the psychological safety of the team, right? So I linked that here, and there's some really good benefits to psychological safety and all that. So I'm going to basically do another video on psychological safety because there's so much to unpack there. But I wanted to share my favorite meeting of all time, which is the oops meeting. And I hope somebody out there freaking sets up an oops meeting and tells me about it, because it is so fun. And I hope this helps any future managers out there, or any managers out there, to kind of support the psychological safety aspect of your team. But anyway, I hope this helps you guys, and I will see you next time.